Hi friends, today I would be taking you through the concepts of real GDP and nominal GDP. The real GDP is measured in terms of quantitative increase in production and services, and it is calculated in monetary terms at the valuation of a constant year. The previous base year was 2004-5, which was changed just a few months back to the base year of 2011-12 to reflect the GDP in more accurate terms. Whereas the nominal GDP is measured at the current prices. Now, what do we mean by the current prices? It means that it captures the rate of inflation also. Now, when the inflation is on the higher side, the nominal GDP shows a higher growth, and when the inflation is low, the nominal GDP shows a lower growth. I'll explain this issue in terms of the actual years and the figures. In the years 2009-10 and the year 2010-11 and 11-12, the GDP was similar to closer to 5% as it was reported in the last quarter. But in those years, the inflation rate was between 10 and 12%. So the nominal GDP was anywhere showing a growth of 15 to 17%. Whereas in the last quarter, where the GDP growth was only 5% and the inflation was close to 3%, the nominal GDP showed a growth of only 8%. Now friends, when a nominal GDP grows at 15 to 17% and when a nominal GDP grows at 8%, of course the difference will be felt more acutely. Now, how this affects the poor income group and higher income group differently? During the high inflation, the poor gets poorer and the rich gets richer. Now, this is also documented in terms of increase in wages and increase in salaries. During the period 1995 to 1999 and the period between 2005 to 2012, the inflation was between 8% to 13%. But the wages, which is the source of income for the poor class, grew only by 6%. So, it means that the actual purchasing power of the poor income group during those period came down. And that's how a poor feels poorer, because despite 6% increase in wages, as the inflation rate was higher than 6%, almost averaging to 10 to 10.5%, the actual purchasing power declined for the poor. So the consumption which a poor person could do actually came down. Whereas for the higher income group and the business classes, there was a positive effect. The salaries of employees during this period grew anywhere between 12 to 13% on an average, despite inflation being around 10 to 10.5% on an average. So their actual purchasing power went up. The businesses also showed higher profits in monetary terms because of the higher inflation, and that got reflected in higher stock prices and higher net worth of the higher income group. We all know high inflation and asset prices are interlinked. So the higher income group, who has a lot of savings in assets like equity and real estate, also saw a good growth in the pricing and increasing the net wealth of higher income group. We all know the increase in the stock market prices from the year 2003 to 2013 was almost 10 times. At the same time, the real estate also saw a massive bull run, making the rich richer. Now we are faced with a situation where the nominal GDP has grown only by 8%. And therefore, the high income group is feeling poorer because the salaries have come down, the business profits have come down, and the poor income group has an actual higher purchasing power because wages have gone up even in this period by 5%, whereas inflation is only 3 to 3.5%. So, friends, this is the way the nominal GDP and the real GDP impacts the different section of society differently. I hope you like this video, and if you like, please put a like for the post. Thank you so much.